Okay, well, welcome to my first podcast type of YouTube video. I've always wanted to make a podcast type of series. Not even sure like what I'm going to be talking about on these podcasts. Maybe it's going to be all the truths, all the dirty, all the, you know, intimate or kind of serious, but life chats where I'm being my honest self and talking about things that may be challenging for me because I found making YouTube videos, YouTube scripts that a lot of it I haven't even posted about my surgery and the recovery and everything that came with it. It was like a therapy session for me every time I was writing, just documenting, journaling. And I think that making these videos is a huge part of that therapy with me. And normally, Bella's going freaking nuts at the bottom of the camera here. This is like her rolling area. So normally Mike, my husband, would help me set up, do all the audio, the camera, the lighting, literally everything, and I would just have to sit here and just talk or take my video. But for today's podcast, it is the first one that I'm doing on my own. A lot of it because I wanted to be independent and try to figure things out. I did figure out the audio, the microphone, where we thought we were gonna have to order another like adapter to connect it to my MacBook. But I read the manual for the first time. I didn't just use Mike's brain and trust what he was saying because everything he says normally is pretty correct all the time. But I wanted to learn for myself, and that's what I did for setting up for this podcast. So I'm hoping the audio even records. It looks like the lights are kind of flickering as I'm talking, so I'm hoping that it records and it saves because I don't have a second audio that's connected to the camera. So best of luck to me. I might have to look at my notes just in case I miss anything because I did write kind of like bullet points of what I wanted to say on this podcast. But this video is for my husband who has done literally everything for me. And I thought the crack of my energy drink would sound a lot better on my intro, but I totally messed it up because of the cameras and Bella. So she's staring at me and I might have to pause it. Um, I just want to start off at the beginning of the podcast just by saying that I'm not perfect. My husband is not perfect. Our marriage is not perfect, but I am so proud of all three, proud enough to be able to make this video and make it public, hopefully, down the line. Um, this is mostly being made for him, but the right person makes you fall in love three times, once with them, once with yourself, and once with life. So Mike is all three of those for me. I fell in love with him 13 years ago when we were just kids. He made me fall in love with myself when we went through a really rough time 2 years ago. And now he's making me fall in love with life currently. And I have him to thank for all of this. And this is the purpose of this video. And I'm already getting emotional. So I might need to pause and look at my notes because a lot of emotions going on with him. And like how proud I am of him and how much he has helped me over the last 13 years, but especially since my back injury. I remember sometime in August, before we truly understood my injury, the severity of it, we were at the lake house. Mike was on the couch, and I was doing my nerve flossing exercises, desperately trying everything. And I stood up and I looked at him and I said, "Babe, I think this injury is a lot more serious than my last back injury." And all he said was, "I know, and we're going to get through it again together." That's the type of guy he is. He always has a solution and he's always pushing forward. Here is just a list of some of the things that he did for me to show you how out of commission I was physically post surgery. I gave Bella all her like nibble toys, so I'm hoping that she doesn't like throw them underneath the tripod and knock everything down. So some of the things he did for me, Mike, since you're watching this, I hope so because I'm making it for you. Thank you for bringing me all the tasty food in the hospital. Chipotle, Krispy Kreme, Starbucks, you name it. helping me get in and out of the car, getting me in and out of bed, helping me shower. I bet you didn't mind that one. Changing me. Add that one as well. Very inappropriate. Told you we're getting serious and intimate in this podcast. Constantly putting on and off my shoes and breaking me out of bed rest to go for a car ride or a free meal. That first car ride was so therapeutic. Taking care of my baby girl, this being her sturdy elevator compared to me. I bet she loves that, going up and down the stairs. For cleaning, cooking, doing the dishes, doing everything around the house. Finding comfortable seating positions for me constantly as my pain and discomfort or stiffness was changing along the way throughout my recovery. Making everything accessible in the house and being my 24/7 therapist. But that is nothing new. And it's free, so, it's perfect. That probably sounded really gross on the microphone. Just a side note, I secretly miss a lot of these tasks that he did for me during my recovery, and he knows it. Who doesn't like getting taken care of like that and pampered and, literally just getting everything done for you. But this is why I'm making this video, is because he did a lot more than just that for me. We got into this boat together legally, coming up on 7 years. It sounds cliche to say in sickness and in health, but holy crap, did Mike step up and prove this to me. He put everything on hold for me, to be there for me, to be my advocate with the doctors. He went go, go, go without even considering himself through it all. He put me first. And I never expected him to do that. So thank you. Oh, fuck. Okay. I never used to be a crier, honestly. You think marriage is 50-50, but it's not always. A partnership is when your partner can carry the portion you can't. And if that doesn't add up to 100%, you have to have a plan and communication. And this is what we had. I could not carry my 50% clearly in that recovery stage. I like to think that I should probably put this higher. We're learning. I need my audio, people. I like to think that I showed kindness and appreciation through it all, but he knew I didn't have my 50%. If I am being honest, it was hard for me to accept that I couldn't give my 50% in the first few weeks post-surgery. I physically did not have a choice, and that was very hard for me to accept because I'm a very go, go, go person. I love to move. I love to do things. As I was slowly recovering and healing, I was able to give more. But together we had to find ways that I could give more to help him out based on where I was in my recovery. This has honestly been one of the most satisfying parts of starting to feel better, was knowing I could help out a bit more with him around the house, with Bella, because I knew it was a lot on Mike. It would be a lot on anybody in this situation. So I was desperate to be able to help out. This life event, I guess you can call it, could have gone a lot worse if we didn't have a strong marriage and system in place for both of us. My family is everything to me, my number one priority, as well as looking disgustingly below, and I really hope you don't hear it. Being at home through the recovery has really helped me slow down and truly appreciate everything around me. To be able to spend every second with my baby girl, who is aging very quickly, it is the greatest gift from this event. Bella freaking makes me cry. This is ridiculous. And for my husband, oh shit, there are no words that can explain how grateful I am for him. I've always sucked at communicating, but writing scripts or journals for future YouTube videos I may or may not even share has helped me a lot. And I'm the ugliest crier too, so I don't even know I'm doing this. I'm gonna like put some videos on this or something, overlap this. So I thought I'd give it a try with thanking my husband and sharing my life, sharing any life advice we've together learned along the way. I know I said I've always sucked at communicating, but let me just clarify this a little. At work, I can be a great communicator. I can listen. I'm quick at responding the right way that I want to. Maybe it's because it's usually pretty predictable. I don't know. With my extended family, I think I'm a good listener. My struggle has always been communicating what I'm thinking, feeling, what I want. Mike has brought that out of me. Oh my God, Bella's gonna go knock down this tripod. Okay. Mike has brought that out of me. If you would have asked me a year ago, even if I'd be posting videos of me talking like this to the camera, I would have said, you are crazy. That is not the type of person I am. I cry just trying to get my point across while I'm emotional and in a disagreement and just a conversation. Like, I would have never expected me to do this, whether I posted it or not. So, Mike has helped me become a stronger person overall. And people said this when we got married almost 7 years ago, too, of how much he's made me stronger and more confident. And it's like next level now. He better watch out. I think it's Hormozy who said that you marry the person who they are now and the future them. Mike and I have always pushed each other to be better versions of ourselves, support each other in our dreams and passions. It's sad to say, but I never thought I'd get to this point of being this strong and resilient. But before I got strong, I had to be weak, and I was very weak physically. Obviously, not by choice, emotionally, mentally. I was very weak, whether you saw it or not. But I had to let go of my fears, my past of letting people in, sharing what I'm going through. And Mike was with me every step of the way for the last 13 years. Our strength in our marriage relationship has always been communication. Over the years, Mike has encouraged me to talk about everything with him. It always seemed to come easy for him, not for me. It wasn't easy. But through communication, we problem solve any issues that we have. Problem solving and communication has been one of the main reasons I feel like I'm progressing every single day. If we didn't have that, I could have easily been stuck in the couch, feeling sorry for myself, not moving my body, not talking about the emotions I'm going through, without setting goals or pushing forward. My husband has been helping me feel like I can be independent again with things I used to be able to do myself by being a problem solver. Some examples of how we were being problem solvers and communicating the whole time was when I was uncomfortable to sit on our normal chair to eat. He brought down a chair from the office upstairs that worked for me in the meantime, just to help me out. When I wanted to be able to get in and out of bed on my own because I needed his assistance all the time, so I was pretty much stuck there if he wasn't available, he put things in place for me to be able to practice it with his assistance until I was able to do it again. Like, he put a chair there that I could press on. I probably have a video of me doing it. Just as like every step, every stage of the way of me regaining that independence. Or like leaving the laundry on the couch that I didn't have to bend down and do it so I can actually do folding. Like little things like that were such a huge part of me feeling like myself and feeling better about myself again. So thank you. Whenever I felt like there was a barrier or something that frustrated me because I couldn't do it independently, my guy was there to provide me with the support. He showed me to move from a self-deprecating mindset to an adapting mindset. And I did Google it because I was unsure if it was actually a correct term or not. The adapting mindset. It sounds like it would be, but I was like, okay, I need to Google this before I go and like talk about this on my podcast. It said embracing change, viewing challenges as opportunities, and being open to new ideas and approaches, fostering flexibility and resilience. So he has helped me. Mike has taught me to be the performer, not in the way you're thinking either, like not faking it, but being that performer that shows up every day for themselves, for their family, to have a strong work ethic, to be adaptable, to set goals, and to show up. To show up for myself every day, even when life throws you a curveball. And trust me, we've had lots of challenging moments or events that has, taught us to be resilient. Mike's always been that type of person. And he's taught me, he's showed me, he's demonstrated, he's pushed me to be that person that if something big happens, yeah, acknowledge it. But if you can, move on. Just just keep going. Keep going. I truly believe that communication is the most important thing you can have in a marriage. And I know it sounds so simple and dumb if someone told me this before I like truly understood it from experience. I'd say, yeah, of course it's the most important thing. Thanks, tips. But until you slow down and think and question yourself, am I actually being a good listener right now? Or do I make it easy for my partner to bring up their feelings and needs? Or do my reactions make them hesitant to even open up? Right? And I was doing a lot of self-reflecting along my recovery. I think me slowing down and assessing my behaviors, my words, my actions, it showed Mike how much I was trying to be better. And that made him want to be better as well. And just to be clear, Mike and I rarely argue. And I'm not saying this to brag, not at all. I'm trying to say that if you want or need something from your partner, I've learned that you need to communicate that. They can't read your mind no matter how well they know me. Mike will know when something's upset, like to push me to talk about it, but he doesn't know what's going on through my head. So you have to like communicate that, just tell them. I didn't expect or plan to lose feeling in my pelvic area, which is a very sensitive topic for me. And this was a huge contributor to my emotional state at certain parts of my recovery and still is. I didn't want to talk about it. And it still is hard to talk about, even with Mike, to anybody. So if you're feeling a certain way or are scared to have conversations, just have them. No matter how hard they are, you typically feel better after, or you do. Even if it's harder after, or feels harder after, like emotionally draining, you got it off your chest and like able to talk about it. And this is what I'm trying to do on this podcast. I saw a video from like the diary of a CEO or something, I think it was on Instagram or something but it was very fitting for everything that's been going on. And it said, sharing your feelings allows both of you to navigate challenges together, reinforcing the bond between you. It's about creating a safe space where you don't feel alone in your struggles. By inviting your partner into your emotional world, you encourage them the same. You deepen the intimacy and support in your relationship. This is, hopefully I got it right, something like that. But being at home all the time pushed us to have deeper, open communication and emotional connection. When you go through something big, life-changing or not, it can sometimes feel very lonely, but it doesn't have to be like that. My surgery and my husband taught me that it's not as scary as it seems to let someone in. I'm going to say it again because I believe it was the biggest gift from my surgery is getting me to slow down physically and mentally. I had to start from the very beginning, from like post-surgery. literally physically. I have to learn how to just breathe again properly with my core. So it felt like the perfect time for me to really reflect on the type of person and wife that I want to be. So I was like, if I have to start from the very beginning, physically, why not start from the very beginning, emotionally? Just start from the beginning of figuring out who I want to be or who I want to become. So yeah, it's a huge part of me slowing down. And there were a lot of positive things. And I think when you go through a tough time like this, you have to pull out those positive things that came out of it. And me being able to slow down, I'm like, I feel like I can actually breathe. Like I feel calm. Like I can actually my brain is actually working, if that makes sense. You know, and I'm hoping that I can bring this forward into my future, like when I go back to work, is just to mentally slow down. And when I'm doing things, just slow down. It doesn't have to be at 10x speed. Like, that's how I operate all the time. So I've learned slow down. Just slow down. Breathe. Process what people are saying as best as you can. Write it down. Take time and communicate it. I feel like I've been yapping for so long and I have no idea if it's actually structured or if it makes any sense. So, to leave you with some marriage or relationship tips that I've learned being married for almost 7 years in and 13 years together. And we've been through a lot of challenging times together, which social media does not see, and we don't share a lot of those challenging times. Is a 20 to 30-second hug or a 6-second kiss releases oxytocin. It's research confirmed. I think those are the amounts, but that's what we go off of. So take advantage. It does work. And we've implemented this a while ago. And if one of us, it seems like we're not present, the other one just kind of stops them, gives them a 20 to 30-second hug. It truly makes you slow down. It's crazy. Makes you feel connected. Just try it. Leave it in the comments below and let me know if it works or not. And another one is showing gratitude. Simple thank you goes a long way, which I never used to say it enough. And this is part of the reason why I'm making this video after reflecting a lot over the last 3 months. The other one is showing eye contact, so the other one feels seen. If the other one's trying to tell you something or explain something, if you're looking at your phone and looking away, the other one doesn't feel seen. So just give that eye contact. And ask or tell your partner if they want to be heard or if they need a solution. This is a huge thing for us now. It's life-changing. It's life-changing. Sometimes I start and I'm like, I just need you to listen. Okay? I don't need a solution. I just need you to listen. And it works like a dream. And sometimes I have to remind him, saying, just to remind you, I need you to listen right now. And he's like, okay, I know. Anyways, I really love the quote. I'll have to look up who even said it. It says something like, when life feels heavy, there's a kind of magic in finding someone who can wrap their arms around you and remind you that you feel safe and loved. True love is found in the arms that hold on to you through the chaos, not just the calm. I sound like such an idiot when I cry too. I really ended up in an unexpected relationship with an amazing human being. And I truly feel like I won. Whether I knew it 13 years ago or just realizing it now after being forced to slow down and reflect and going through a lot of challenging shit together. So thank you to my husband who stayed committed to our life project, for pushing me every day, being my support system, and reminding me that you're my safe space. You are my home. I was not expecting, I knew surgery was like a possibility when things started escalating really quickly with not feeling anything in my left side. Like that was next level for me with back pain from my previous injury. So we kind of knew surgery was not off the table. We didn't write it off completely. Um, but like it wasn't even in the back of our brains when the surgery happened. Like we were really committed to the nerve medication, hoping that it would work over time because nerves take a while to heal. So I was like, if I keep doing my physio, my exercises, um, taking this medication, it would kind of just like solve on its own. But I wasn't expecting to have surgery at 31 years old. And I wasn't expecting to lose all my feeling in my pelvic area. So this was like a huge component for me, of obviously losing the ability to do things on my own and relying on Mike for that. But the emotional kind of like, it's kind of like grief where you go through those stages. I feel like it was like that and still is for my surgery recovery. And it was very tough. I'm not going to lie to you. And my husband, Mike, helped me and is still helping me get through that. And that can be very tough on someone. This podcast took me a really long time. The script was pretty much made in January, of like me going through that self-reflection process of how grateful I am for my husband. But it took me a really long time to be able to even say those things out loud, to not like I wanted it to do it for him. So it's all kind of like in one spot and for us to reflect on. Um, but even I was even just like a few days ago when I was just reading the script, I was bawling my eyes out. I'm like, I know I'm not the greatest writer or like taking notes, but it's like reflecting on how much he has helped me and how much we help each other to be better for each other, for our family, for ourselves, and showing up every day and, you know, taking those small wins and progressing forward. This first podcast episode is for my husband. So thank you. Thank you for everything that you did, that I mentioned in this video, for everything that I didn't say in this video, that might not be appropriate for social media, for the world. And I think you know how grateful I am for you. It's just a rough patch. It's just like a big life event, I would say, for me, going through this, for us having to problem solve and figure everything out. But we're making huge improvements. So yeah, I love you. You're my everything. I would not be the person that I am right now, filming myself for my pretend podcast that I've been wanting to make for a really long time, and I have no idea what the podcast is going to even be about, or if it has to be about anything, or if it's just my life chats. But this is a pretty vulnerable spot for me to be in because I'm the worst communicator. Just joking. Change my mindset. I am working on being a better communicator. And thank you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. And I need a new outro for this podcast. So if you can relate to anything, if you tried any of those relationship tips, they really work. It's crazy. It's crazy. Mike and I feel so much closer together, intimate, like feel heard or seen when we just do those 20 to 30-second hugs. It just brings us to the same level. And mine's probably like up here compared to his, but it brings us to that level. And if one of us doesn't feel like the other one's present in the hug, you sometimes have to remind each other, like nudge each other to come back to the other one. And it really helps. I would really give it a try. Yeah, communication's huge. I'm not perfect at communicating, nowhere near, but I've learned a lot from Mike and from life. And yeah, this is one step forward. So thank you for tuning in to this podcast. Hopefully it's not too long. I have no idea what to expect. But I'm pretty proud of myself for setting up this microphone and doing the audio. And it's going to be a lot more clear than my last YouTube video, I believe. So maybe we'll bring Mike on as a guest in my second episode following this one to see what he has to say about the video that he watched, about the experiences maybe with my surgery. No script, maybe just some prompts like questions, and then we'll see how it goes. I don't know. We'll see. Once I edit this video, maybe post it, maybe not. Please be patient with me while I probably have to edit crap out of this video, but we all start somewhere, and I want to be transparent with you on my process of creating this podcast, this dream of mine. Even if I just do a few episodes on it, I'm like, I don't care. I'm doing it for me. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you in some future podcast videos or whatever we're going to do for this channel and this podcast dream of mine. So thank you. This is like a podcast that should be called like thank you. Just gratitude spraying around everywhere. So I'm going to have to think of maybe a name, a new outro, because normally I would say, don't forget to like, subscribe, do whatever YouTube does, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace. But I guess my podcasts are probably going to be going on YouTube, so I guess I could say that.